Welcome to Second Listen Saturday on the Parenting Roundabout podcast, where we share some fun moments from a past episode for your weekend listening pleasure. Look for new episodes every Monday through Friday. Today, my topic of obsession is skincare, specifically your child's skincare, your teen's skincare, most especially your young adult's skincare, and how much of an opinion you get to have about that and what products they use. My daughter does not welcome my thoughts about her face and her skin and her hands, which seem dry to me and cold. And I dimly recall from the prehistory days of my life not welcoming my mother's comments on the same thing. And yet, now that I am the mom and know everything, it seems like my counsel should be respected. So I thought I would check with you guys. Do you ever say, honey, what are you using on your face? Maybe you should use something differently. Is that a zit? Maybe you have such a pretty face. If you could just use maybe a little more makeup.
The tone of voice.
Do you guys talk to your kids about skincare? I know. Should we do something about that? So now that my daughter has her own doctor, I told her, go to the doctor, say, my mother is being a pain in the butt about my skin. Look at my skin. If it's okay, I will tell her it's okay and she will have to shut up, which is in fact what she did. Who knows what the doctor actually said. But do you guys have this issue too? Is this a thing between moms and daughters? Do your kids use fancy skincare? My daughter uses hand cream that costs more than I spend on pretty much anything in my life, including clothes. And her hands are still dry. But do you guys have this issue as well? Or am I obsessing alone?
I definitely remember my mother, put on some lipstick. Put on some lipstick.
I got that like too.
Constant. Put on some lipstick.
You're such a pretty girl.
Put some color on your face.
And now, my daughter, she gets all of her information and advice from YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So, and she hasn't really asked, and I haven't really felt like I needed to, like, she's got it fairly under control. But the other thing is, like, I don't know what I would say, when she does come and say, like, oh, like, breaking out, I don't know what to do. I'm like, I don't know what to do either. There's so many things out there. There's so many like skincare options and choices and so I feel like don't ask me because I don't know what to say.
Go Google it like everybody else.
Yeah, I feel my daughter's the same way. Like she's pretty much taken care of her skin routine since she was younger, just because she followed YouTube and got into all the makeup and then she just has a prescription from the doctor to control her acne. Actually, and that's one of the things that she flipped out about when she turned 18. I'm going to have to remember to fill this and I'm going to break out and blah, blah, blah. But, she's been pretty good about that so far.
Steer your daughter toward the proper YouTube channels.
Yeah.
Well, I was just thinking in terms of like, go see a dermatologist and see if there's anything. It's a little, it's not that unusual to have a little acne in your 20s, but maybe you could just go ask somebody, or, if your skin seems a little oily to your mom when she kisses you on the forehead, perhaps you could go ask a dermatologist about that. But no. And I mean, it's her face, so I guess, okay. But.
Well, it's just one of those things where you're like, maybe she doesn't really realize that this is an option. Let me just tell her about it. And then when she doesn't jump at why, thank you, Mother, for that informative information. Let me act on it right now. You're like, what?
That's
why
right.
wouldn't you?
That is the case for very many things.
It is.
Now, if you bought it and put it in her bathroom, would she use it?
No, she has her own. She has stuff that she uses. In this case, she had stuff that she used, and then a friend of... This is where it's useful to have a friend who can do that.
Yes.
So I had a friend who sat her down and said, this is what I use on my face. Why don't you try this? And so now she uses that stuff, and she likes it, and she's happy with it. She gets her refills. She orders things. everything's great. So I should I guess it would be MMOB. But still, it's so hard not to have an opinion about these things, about one's
Actually, I
children's
have her coming
health
to
and
me
well-being.
and telling me what to do.
Do you?
Like,
Yeah.
Mom, because I'm like one of those few women in their late 40s who still gets a pimple every once in a while. And so she's like, Mom, you should really blah, 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 blah. I'm like, please, I just don't, like, and now I'm at an age where I don't care. I don't want to deal
Exactly.
with it unless I'm going out to meet the queen or something. But yeah, she's like, Mom, you should really do this. Blah, 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 blah. So she keeps track of me now.
Turning the tables.
Yeah.
Yes, when my daughter comes to me and says, Mom, I saw this thing on YouTube about Botox. Have you ever thought of that? That's the point at which I just stop talking about skin altogether.
Yeah.
It's just like, you mind your oily face. I'll mind my dry and wrinkly one. But neither of us actually uses makeup. I'm lucky that she didn't want any makeup tips because I ain't got them. But she's never been interested in that. So
well,
we are.
Yeah, that you can definitely find on YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah.
In the way that we used to find it in the pages of 17 magazine.
Yes.
Or Cosmo.
Yes. 17 magazine. Treacherous.
What's the quizzes, Catherine? It wasn't the makeup.
Well, no, but it
was
said
the
17
clothes.
said things that
That's
were cool.
what Terry
was
still
not-
has a gripe over the clothing.
I do. They said knee socks were cool, and my high school said, no, they are not. Traumatized me.
Especially in California. That's funny.
Yes. Knee socks and wool skirts and saddle shoes in the 70s. 17 was all about that.
I saw one at
Wow.
actually at the
That's so
salon the other day, and a 17,
Really?
and my daughter was with me. I'm like, oh, I used to read these all the time. She looked at me like, that's quaint, you know. It's like I used to save them and read them over and over again.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Sure.
But I read them like when I was 13
Yeah.
and wanted to know what the people who were 17 were doing. By the time I
Yeah.
was 17, it was like, oh no, I don't think
Right.
so. Do girls still get the teen magazines, the teeny, like Tiger Beat and that stuff? Does that stuff still exist? Do they still put posters up on their walls of cute boys?
Well, I don't know. I know one of my daughter's friends had a giant cardboard cutout of one of the One Direction boys. But
that she stole from like a
I
concert
don't
venue
know.
or
I think
something?
someone gave it to her as a gift. I don't know exactly, but yeah, my daughter doesn't have any of those kind of things on her wall.
Yeah.
My daughter put up a picture of the very first drawing of the Mac computer.
I love it.
That's
Yeah.
probably way healthier.
No, I think they more have pictures of themselves and their friends
Yes.
That's true. I mean, now they're following all the teeny bopper guys on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
So
Right.
who needs to put it up on your
need the print
bedroom wall?
magazines because they just
You're laying there in bed
It's at their fingers. They're just like, oh,
with the cute face
Right.
on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well,
Well-
Yeah, I think we're basically telling you that you're stuck. You can come and complain to
I'm
us
stuck.
because that's what we're here for. But you may not get
I
any
have to
other
obsess
satisfaction
quietly.
on this topic.
yeah, I think we've pretty much gone there, but this is one of the things about my mom is up in heaven laughing and laughing and laughing.
Now you know.
Have a good
Terry.
laugh, Mom.
Yeah.
I feel ya.